I wish I could go back. Just 7 years. Back to when I was 60. Robert Williams is 67. He said this from his hospital bed. The friends who came to visit couldn't speak for a long time after hearing his confession. A major senior care hospital recently published shocking survey results. They asked 1,000 patients over 65 about their biggest regrets. Most said if they could go back to their early 60s, they would never live the way they did. 7 things kept coming up. Money they thought was enough. Health they took for granted. Time with family they kept postponing. But people enjoying happy senior years? They all made special choices in their early 60s. Robert told me something else, the hardest lesson he learned. Just because you're lonely doesn't mean you should get close to anyone. Some people can't stand being alone. They always need to be connected to someone. But shallow relationships leave your heart empty. Being around the wrong people makes you feel even more lonely. Robert learned this at 67, but you're hearing it now. Before we continue, hitting that like button and subscribing takes 2 seconds. Thank you. Now let me tell you what medical professionals call the silent killer. By the time symptoms appear, it's often too late. The American Geriatric Society research shows 82% of adults over 65 suffer from this condition. 8 out of 10 seniors, most don't even know they have it. Here's a test you can do right now. Make a circle with your thumbs and index fingers. Both hands. Wrap that circle around the thickest part of your calf. Do your fingers meet? If your fingers meet easily, you're in danger. If they overlap, you need to act now. Your calf should be thick enough that your fingers can't touch. This tests for sarcopenia. Muscle loss. Your muscles are disappearing. Dorothy Miller is 71, lives in Phoenix. 3 years ago, her legs got thinner. Thought it was good. Finally losing weight. Wrong. Last year, she tripped walking to her mailbox. Broke her hip. 6 months in rehab. Now she needs a walker. Her doctor told her this was preventable. If she'd started 3 years ago when her calves first got thin, she'd still be walking normally. Dorothy's calf muscles had shrunk by 40%. Johns Hopkins released a study. Seniors who lose more than 20% of muscle mass have 3 times the dementia risk. Muscle doesn't just move your body, it protects your brain. Barbara Johnson is 73, Seattle. She tried that calf test 2 years ago. Her fingers overlapped by ½ an inch. She started one simple exercise. Stands next to a chair, holds the back for balance, raises up on her toes. Holds 3 seconds, lowers down, 20 times, 3 times a day. 6 months later, her doctor was shocked. Barbara, your muscle mass increased 15%, at 73. Last week she danced at her grandson's wedding. Dorothy uses a walker. Barbara dances. The difference? Barbara started at 71. Dorothy waited until 74. 3 years. But exercise alone isn't enough. Harold Chen learned this. He's 71. Portland. Did the calf raises religiously. 6 months passed. His calves got smaller. His doctor asked one question. Harold, what are you eating for breakfast? Coffee and toast. That was the problem. You can't build muscle without protein. At 70, you need 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Every day. That's about 120 grams for a 150-pound person. Harold weighs 160. He needed 130 grams. He was getting maybe 40. Now Harold eats 3 eggs for breakfast, Greek yogurt for snack, chicken or fish for lunch and dinner. Within 3 months, his calves grew an inch. Your calf is your second heart. When calf muscles pump, they push blood back to your heart. When those muscles shrink, your whole body suffers. After 70, you lose muscle twice as fast as you did at 60. The second regret, money, but not in the way you think. Richard Patterson retired at 62 with $5 million. Pension paid $8,000 a month. 5 years later, he's stressed about his electric bill. What happened? First 2 years felt like permanent vacation, travel, new car, upgraded house. Then his wife got sick. Cancer treatment. $200,000 in medical bills insurance didn't cover. $5 million became $3 million. Son's business failed. Richard gave 400,000. Business closed anyway. 2.6 million left. Daughter needed down payment help. 300,000. 2.3 million. Richard is 67 now. At this rate, money runs out at 76. He might live to 90. The Social Security Administration calls this retiree impoverishment. Over 60% of retirees with 5 million or more face financial difficulties within 5 years. But Margaret Davis figured it out, 78, retired 19 years ago with 2 million, much less than Richard. Today she has 2.4 million. It grew. How? 4 accounts, 4 buckets, bucket 1, untouchable, 60%, 1.2 million for Margaret, safe investments, government bonds, 3 to 4% yearly, never touch the principal, ever. Bucket 2, monthly living, 20%, 400,000. Interest from bucket 1 flows here. Social Security, pension. This covers monthly bills. Bucket 3, emergency, 15%, 300,000. Saved her when she needed emergency surgery. 70,000 in bills, paid from bucket 3. Bucket 4, joy, 5%, 100,000. Travel, gifts, nice dinners, guilt-free because it's planned. The percentages matter, not the amounts. 100,000 total, 60,000 untouchable, 20,000 living, 15,000 emergency, 5,000 joy. Margaret told me the first month felt tight. By month 3, she had everything she needed. By month 6, extra in bucket 2 rolled to bucket 3. Compare that to Richard. All 5 million sat there looking huge. No system, no boundaries. Just a big number getting smaller. And here's what breaks my heart. Number 1 reason seniors run out of money? Their own children. James Martinez had 3 million at 60. Daughter struggling, 500,000. Son's divorce, another 500,000 for legal fees. Younger son's business, 600,000. By 68, James had 800,000 left. Then Parkinson's diagnosis. Care costs 12,000 monthly. Money runs out in 5 years. His children, they love him. They visit. But when he asked for help with expenses, they said, "Dad, we have our own families. We're barely making it." James told me I thought giving them everything was love. Turns out I bought their temporary happiness and my permanent poverty. Helen Rodriguez is 75. When she retired, she called a family meeting. "I love you all. I helped through college. I'll help with real emergencies. But I'm not your bank. My retirement money keeps me independent. That means I'll never be your burden." Her kids were shocked, but Helen stuck to it. Last year, her son had a real emergency, medical crisis. She helped with 10,000 from bucket 3. She could help because she'd protected her system. Now her children call more often, because Helen doesn't need them. The less you need your children, the more they want to give. Compare that to Frank Wilson, also lost his wife. Frank clung to anyone who'd listen, joined every club, every meeting, said yes to every invitation. Frank told me, "I'm surrounded by people, but I've never felt more alone." These aren't real friendships, just noise to cover silence. Stanford research found seniors with 3 or 4 deep connections report higher life satisfaction than seniors with 30 shallow ones. It's not how many people you know, it's knowing a few people deeply, but you can't have deep connections if you can't be deeply alone first. When you're desperate for company, you accept anyone. You ignore red flags. You say yes when you want to say no. Because being alone terrifies you. When you're comfortable alone, you choose people who add to your life. You can walk away from toxic relationships. Ruth Anderson is 81. Every morning, 2 hours completely alone. No TV, no phone, just coffee, book, silence. Then she meets people, lunch with a friend, afternoon at senior center, but always 2 more hours alone before bed. People ask if she's lonely. She laughs. "I'm the least lonely person I know. I enjoy my own company. I only spend time with others when I want to, not because I need them." The 4th regret is about stopping learning. David Kim is 77, retired at 65. First 5 years, nothing new. TV, golf, same routine. Thought that's what retirement meant. One morning he couldn't remember his grandson's name. Scared him. Went to his doctor. Doctor asked David, "When's the last time you learned something new?" David couldn't remember. Maybe years. Your brain is like a muscle. Use it or lose it. And you haven't been using it. David started small, learned his grandson's video game. Frustrating. Hands couldn't move fast enough. Wanted to quit, but kept going. 20 minutes daily. After 3 months, he beat a level. He didn't stop. Learned smartphone, video calling, sending photos. Now David teaches smartphone classes at his senior center. At 77, he's a teacher. I'm sharper now than at 70. My cognitive tests improved. University of Texas tracked seniors for 10 years. Those who learned new skills after 65 showed 23% improvement in cognitive function. Those who didn't declined 18%. Linda Patterson is 82. Learned to swim last year. At 81, never swam before, terrified of water. But her granddaughter swims competitively, so Linda took lessons. Slow, frustrating, but kept showing up. Now Linda swims 3 times a week. Her granddaughter joins sometimes. Linda told me learning to swim didn't just teach me to swim. It taught me I can still learn anything. That feeling is more valuable than the swimming. But the biggest regret? The one that makes people cry? Small moments they didn't notice. Patricia Moore is 84. Stage 4 cancer. Months to live. I asked what she regrets most. She said, "I regret mornings I rushed through breakfast. My husband made coffee every morning for 40 years. I barely tasted it. Now I'd give anything for one more cup. One more morning where I actually looked at his face." Patricia started crying. The small stuff. That's what I miss. Not vacations or big events. Just Tuesday mornings, Sunday afternoons. I was there, but not present. Those moments are gone forever. This regret tops every end-of-life survey. I didn't savor ordinary moments. I was always waiting for something bigger. Edward Sullivan is 73. He read Patricia's story. Started doing something simple. Every morning sits with coffee for 10 minutes. Just sits. No phone, no TV, just coffee and thoughts. He told me those 10 minutes are the best part of my day. I notice things. Birds. Light through the window. Coffee taste. I'm awake for the first time in years. His wife joined him. Now they sit together, sometimes quiet. But Edward told me I feel closer to her than I have in 20 years. We're finally present together. Michael Torres is 68. Just survived heart attack. Scared him badly. I was always planning the next thing, next trip, next project. I don't remember the last 5 years because I was never there. Always thinking ahead. Now Michael only eats when eating, only talks when talking, only walks when walking. No multitasking. Just right now. He told me this sounds simple. It's the hardest thing I've ever done. My mind wants to wander, but I keep bringing it back to now. Slowly, now is becoming enough. So here's what we know. 7 regrets. Muscle loss you didn't prevent. Money you didn't protect. Children you gave too much. Loneliness you tried to fix with wrong people. Learning you stopped. Moments you missed because you weren't present, but you're hearing this now, not at 80, not at 75. Right now, while there's still time. Dorothy, the one with the walker, she told me if I'd heard this at 65, everything would be different, but nobody told me. So I'm telling you now, don't wait. Do the calf test today. Set up those 4 accounts this week. Have the honest conversation with your kids. Spend an hour alone. Learn one new thing. Taste your next meal. Really taste it. Small shifts done now prevent big regrets later. Robert Williams is doing physical therapy now. Building muscles back. Set up 4 accounts. Learning iPad. Has coffee every morning and tastes it. He told me I can't go back to 60, but I can change today, and today is all anyone has anyway. Your future self is counting on choices you make right now. In 5 years, 10 years, you'll either thank yourself or regret waiting. The difference is what you do today. If this resonated, share it. Hit that like button, subscribe. In the comments, tell me which regret surprised you most. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking action while there's still time.